Hello, my friends, Evolutionary Energy Arts family. So, guys, thank you for joining me for today's reading. So, we see things are speeding up all around us. That's really obvious. We could see it in not only the Earth changes, but most definitely the geopolitical changes. We had a great live show this morning and covered a lot of things that are going on. And it was truly beautiful and inspiring with everybody that was partaking. It was definitely inspired. So, with everything going on, the protests all over the world, the fires in California, obviously, all the rest of the earth changes, the floods that never stop, it's really easy to get caught up with things. And it's really easy, as the Four of Water says, to miss an opportunity, to not open our eyes to all the possibilities that are out there. So, even though these are challenging times, these are the best of times that actually, in some ways, offer the most growth possible. As we've said before, that old Chinese saying, may you live in interesting times. Well, we're here in some of the most interesting times we can imagine. This is basically the end of one time period and the beginning of another. We are going to embark on a totally new way of viewing the world. And of course, if we don't really have our eyes fixed on exactly what is important, if we don't have our priorities straight, and don't realize that there is truly a divine order underneath everything and controlling everything that's unfolding right at this time, then we might miss out on the real treasure that is right there in front of us. We might be looking in the wrong place the whole time. How many people out there are looking in the wrong place for their treasure, for that hidden gem, that amazing thing that's going to make their lives sparkle, that's going to make everything worthwhile? We must not lose sight of that. So again, we have to have our priorities straight, and it's really a decision that we have to make. And it's time to make that decision and to get fully on our own path, whatever your path looks like, because each one of us is a unique expression of the divine. And of course, individuality in so many ways has been snuffed out by society. And if we can't see that, then we're really missing the boat, because we are being forced all the time to choose sides, to conform, to pick one or the other, instead of saying, neither. I'm unique. I'm not going to go along with peer pressure, societal conformity. It's in recognizing the individuality of each of us and the importance of each individual and what each individual brings to the table that we will recognize, our own power in unity through that beautiful, unique expression that is each individual. So we are to listen to our dreams. If you guys have never written down your dreams, have a dream journal. It's a great idea. Get a dream journal, or just set a portion of some sort of journal or book aside and just write down your dreams and look for things that seem like synchronicities or messages, and look deep, because sometimes these things are a little bit more hidden, and sometimes they might need time to manifest and clearly show what the message is. Utilize the divine names of power, whether that's through prayer, mantras, rituals, making up your own mantra, making up your own affirmation. Recognize that your cells are all listening to you. They're listening to what you are saying to them, whether that is verbally or whether that is in thought. And so many of our thoughts are just repetitions of the same thing. And if we are one that is prone to worry and think about all the bad things that could possibly happen, well, then that's what you're telling to every single cell in your body all the time. So be aware of that. Be aware of the message that you are sending in essence to yourself. Is it a positive one? Or is it something that is self-restrictive in nature, that's going to keep you from being your best? going to keep you from achieving what you want to achieve. And it's going to keep you from living the life you want to live. Maybe that is a life that is independent of the machine. Maybe that's a life that gets you out of the matrix, at least as much as is possible. Well, if we constantly are sending messages to ourselves that are limiting messages, like, I can't help it. This is just how life is to me. Life is unfair. I can never do that. They might have succeeded in that. They might have their freedom. They might have, maybe some friends or family, has everything that you think you want, but you don't think it's whether it's in God's wishes for you, or you put yourself down thinking you can never achieve that. Well, those thoughts themselves will keep you from achieving it. They'll keep you from hindering. That's why we must always recognize that we can reprogram ourselves. In so many ways, we are a biological computer. We truly are. These bodies are biological computers. And so we can rewrite our codes. We could rewrite into a positive code, into one of I can and I am. And actually, again, view it from the sense that's already done. I've shared with you the video of Greg Braden talking about this tumor, this bladder tumor, and it was deemed inoperable, stage 4 bladder tumor by the Western doctors. The person was basically told they had about 3 months. They went to a medical QiGong clinic. 3 medical QiGong doctors basically just chanted over the person, and you see in real time this mass disappear, just like that. In just a matter of minutes, it was gone. And what they were chanting was basically already gone, already gone, already gone, now, now, now. And it went. It was just the power of intent. Remember, for those of you that have read the Bible, Christ said, greater things you will do. Greater. He did pretty big things if we're to believe the Bible. Raising the dead. Well, what's greater than raising the dead? Well, perhaps resurrecting our entire civilization. Raising us all from the dead. As we have talked about before, the thought that all the zombies we see in movies is basically a representation of the sheeple that are blindly going along through life, not fully awake, not fully alive, not living up to their divine potential. And so, perhaps awakening this whole civilization from its slumber is something that would be greater than, say, resurrecting Lazarus. Recognize that. Recognize the power that lies within all of us. And this is the changing of a complete era as we go from this imposed world of duality and restriction into one that's going to be a unity consciousness dominated society, where we recognize that the individual is unique. Each individual is a unique expression of the divine. But ultimately, we're all one. We're all part of the same body. Just like all the cells in your body are part of you, and yet they are all unique. Some are liver cells, some are stomach, some are in the eye. They're all different. They're all unique expressions. Yet they are all you. It's the same thing with us. And so we have to recognize that. So when we see sacred pleasure here, we've talked about the Gnostic point of view, that this is a fallen world. And some people will go to extremes. The ascetics that lived out in the woods when Buddha was meditating out in the woods with them in the Bodhi tree. Then when he had his enlightenment, he realized the path for him is the middle path. We don't have to go to that extreme where we think the entire world is evil and fallen. We can enjoy life in this world. It's simply a decision. That's all it is. It's a decision, recognizing the treasure that lies within you and within your loved ones. Enjoying every moment, every single moment with somebody that's so special. That is a beautiful thing. So while we're here, we should and could enjoy sacred pleasure. Enjoy the good inside of other people. Enjoy the goodness in life. Enjoy the foods that you like to enjoy. Enjoy doing things that you like to and you find fulfilling. We shouldn't lose the pleasure of this world. And that's part of the conditioning that we're in as well. There has been a lot of negative programming and conditioning given to us through, our society, including our religions as well, and our philosophies. Things that will make you feel bad or ashamed about enjoying life. So while we are alive, we should enjoy life. And then we see Surya, which is the sun god. And this is in the Vedic pantheon. And so it represents honor, status, and fame, reunion with one's beloved, freedom from disease and ailments, general vitality, respect, and power, as well as other things. When we're doing things that make us feel good, and not in a bad way, not like saying overindulging in alcohol or anything like that, or engorging ourselves until we're 100 pounds overweight, enjoying the sweetness of life, but then also respecting your body as a temple is so important. And recognizing that your loved ones, your friends, your family, again, it's all about love. It's all about respect and compassion. And it's also all about living each day until it's completely fulfilling. And we can do that. That's where we find the enlightenment, is in the giving and the sharing, and in respect and honoring others. And so as we see over here, in each other we find ourselves. And so that's part of the new consciousness that's coming, the unity consciousness. Recognizing again the divinity that lies within all and respecting that, becoming heart-centered. So as we move up through the vibratory levels, and we're going from basically the solar plexus chakra, living in the I am, the self, and we're going up to the heart chakra, which is going to be a totally different experience of living a heart-centered, compassion-based life, respecting each other and honoring each other, and also working together and manifesting that positive, almost utopian world here on Earth. We could go for it, we can do it, we can achieve it. It comes from a heart-based existence, and that is the great message of Christ and Buddha and Krishna and so many others. So my friends, as always, like, share, subscribe. Thank you for your support on Patreon and Ko-Fi. God bless and namaste.